platforms we are using to reach you, or even those of you who are round about your midnight. The 30th day of March in the year of Elohim 2021. The time now is precisely in the blessed land of Biafra. No, we are 7 p.m. in the land of Biafra. p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. And the top of the hour, regardless of our talking Facebook, because I am broadcasting live on Facebook as well. The street we open to broadcast. As they can never win. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. I welcome each and every one of you, and as I do so, please allow me to encourage you to welcome other people as well. I think that the likes of Maxwell Chooks is Biafra is also on Facebook, and a few other people. Try to share that very link as widely as possible. Some people have joined us via Instagram. I am on Instagram, slaying as well. They said if you must be on Instagram as well. For those who position Twitter, we are streaming live on Twitter, we are streaming live on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are also on the very venerable and very terrible IPOB community radio app. If you have not done it, and do so, please. If you who love listening to us, whilst download IPOB community radio app, also Radio Biafra app, of course, because this is radio Biafra presentation. We are also on University of Biafra on Facebook. On Facebook, we are called University of Radio Biafra because here we teach you, or we bring. They happen to also be on satellite this very evening. We are on FM, and wherever you go to hospital on this very day. The very broadcast, as they say to me, has been long overdue, and we must of course preach this very gospel as we have been mandated to by heaven itself. Once again, we are direct. How do you know we are live? The time now is 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Regardless of where you are, that is how you know that we are is listening. My name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the light on the face of this very planet Earth. I am the director of Radio Biafra, Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High, the creator of the heavens and the earth, God Almighty in heaven, I shall now and always remain servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Before we continue this evening, as is always and us, we must have our proceedings to Almighty God in heaven to come and take charge, to come and take control, but above all to open the mind, the brains of our people to understand the need, to understand the importance of what we are trying to accomplish in their lives. And I'm also going to pray in the language of heaven. That is what we do all the time. We pray in the language of the ancients. The same way somebody reminded me the other day that Roman, or should I say early Christendom, used to pray in Latin. It doesn't matter if you understand Latin or not, but they felt that if they pray in Latin that God will listen. And he did listen to them. The same way that we believe in this day and age that if we pray oldest language known to man, the Igbo language, that Elohim himself in heaven will listen to us. Is only one na Chineke na den soma rumba ebi. Onye obana anya ka anyị na-efe we na akpụ isi ala anyị ihe anya ya efe arụsị. Nnamdi nsọ Chineke nna nke ụmụ ogbenye onye ọbụla anya na-agbọrọ ndị ya ọbụ onye ịhụnanya ya na ebere ya amara ya na ọmịiko ya mmeso ọma ya na-adịgide n'ime ndụ ndị na-ebu ndị ji enwe ntụkwasị obi tụmadị anya onwe anyị bụ ụmụ ya bụ ndị Biafra n'ụwa niile ezinụlọ IPOB nke ya onwe ji aka ya wee hiwe ndị nche Eastern Security Network anyị wee na-akpọkọ eze Ebubedị Ngozi wee were njem niile nke anyị onye feghị na ọ badara aka gị na nke igwe n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị ikike niile nwee ihe ọbụla nna nke Ebubedị Ngozi ka anyị ga-eji wee maa atụ si ihe dị etu a dịka Chineke nna nke bi n'igwe n'ihi nke anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị o were anya na eboghị mmadụ eboghị anyị wee na-arịọ gị wee na-arịọsi gị ka na-akpọkọ aha nsọ gị na-asị na ihe niile nke anyị onwe anyị na-eme obi n'ihi aha nsọ gị eze Ebubedị Ngozi anyị wee na-asị na ndị na-apụtakwa anyị ime ọzọ na ndị Britain abịakwa ọzọ ụmụ ekwensu ndị ọchịchịrị si n'ebe niile ha si wee kunie anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze Ebubedị Ngozi Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe nne ka iwe mere anyị ebere ma zọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe ka iwe cheta okwu ọgbụgba ndụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị nna nke Ebubedị Ngozi n'ihi na ikwere anyị na nkwa si mgbe ọbụla anyị kpọrọ gị nna na gị onwe ga-akpọkwa anyị ụmụ na ị ga-esikwa otu ọbụla zọpụta anyị n'aka ndị iro dị ka isi wee napụta na mgbe gboo sikwa bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa nwe m na Chineke nna eze Ebubedị Ngozi kwere n'ihi akwa nke anyị na-ebe n'ude nka wee nụrụ ekpere anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa ka iwe zọpụta anyị ma nye anyị Biafra jide obodo kwezibụzu ma laa ya n'iyi nna nke igwe ka aka nsị ndị iro wee baa ha ọnụ ka ha rapụrụ wee ezi na Biafra agaghị adị ndị etu adị ka ha rapụ ndị litere nna nke Ebubedị Ngozi na IPOB agaghị adị nna nke igwe ihe ndị etu a ga-apụta ihe ị ga-ememe ha niile n'otu n'otu n'ihi na ikwu anyị nkwa na mmeri bụ nke anyị n'ihi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke anyị wee na-asị dịka esi were Israel wee na-akụkọ mba ụwa niile dị iche iche ka a ga-esi were Biafra wee kọọ akụkọ na mgbe oge ahụ ga-eru agasị na ndị dị etu a nwee ntụkwasị obi ha niile ebe Chineke nna nke bi n'igwe na wee zọpụta ha anyị wee na-asị ga narụtụ na nsọpụrụ na eja mma site n'ebighị ma ruo n'ebibi ka a na-arịọ gị ise having prayed in the language of heaven we must proceed to lecture, to talk, to enlighten, to educate our people all over the world. The damnable zoological republic portends for everybody, regardless of who you are, regardless of your status, regardless of your station and your standing. The zoo nation. I am going to start with the life of those we call the Fulefus, the traitors and the saboteurs. And given the statement made by Katuna Lang, the British High Commissioner to the damnable Zoological Republic, the creators of the zoo, of course, I start this evening by letting the whole world understand the way that colonialism, the way that European supremacists worked. I want to remind the world how Britain worked in the past and how they have been working and how they intend to continue to work as we move into the future. And I want people to listen very carefully. Bring your pen and paper with you if you don't have them already, because you may find it very, very handy. And as always, Alamajiri Janjaweed should bring their slate and their chalk, because I don't think that they are, should I say, intelligent enough to appreciate the essence, or should I say the importance of written language. What is happening today, we have seen it in the past, and I want our people to pay very, very close attention to what I have to say this evening. What we are witnessing today, we have seen it in the past. I'm sure that some of you have seen the what I call the Keke diplomacy, because I think she's using Keke Napep to travel. She's been to Lagos, she has been to Calabar, they have been to Bayelsa. I'm sure they have been to one or two places also in the heartland of Biafra land. They have also been to Niger States and see Abdul Salami Abubakar everywhere. They even invited Tinubu to come and make a speech in the north to try to reinforce, should I say, this fake unity between the Yorubas and the Fulanis. Why I'm saying this is because history has a very funny way of repeating itself, especially in Africa. And this evening, If we pay attention to what I have to say, it will go a long way in trying to liberate our people from the shackles of mediocrity, stupidity, and neocolonialism. Arochukwu fell in 1904. I want you to pay attention this evening. Arochukwu, our spiritual capital, the spiritual capital of Biafra land, because all of them calling us, I'm from Ejo, I'm from Ejo. Most of them are from Arochukwu, of course, we know for sure. Arochukwu, somewhere you have the house of Levi or Levi in Israel, is how you had the house of Arochukwu as well. They are a priestly clan. They are a priestly clan dedicated to the service and worship of the Almighty God in heaven. Hence their name, Arochukwu. That was our temple. Britain had to destroy it in 1904. The reason why they destroyed it was to try to prove to themselves that these people do not have any history. Because the people without history, they must race. Because see, they asked the white man after independence in 1960 about the great Biafran people, and they said that we had no history. They forgot to tell you that they destroyed our temple so that they can bring their own understanding or knowledge of God to us. I remember somewhere in Norca, they called a Zenri. A Roman Catholic priest was preaching to him, telling him about God and having to give his life to Jesus Christ. And they told him that he is not qualified to preach God to him. He is directly descended from God Almighty in heaven. That we are ancient people, we knew God before anybody else. This is a slight detour, but I'm trying to build a foundation for our people to actually, give greater understanding, meaning to what I have to preach this very evening. Arochukwu fell in 1904 after many years of war. Even when Arochukwu fell, the same way we have ESN today, we formed the Ekumeku then. 7 sons from Arochukwu traveled all the way to Anioma to go and form a Ekumeku that you hear today in Anioma, which is Northern Delta State. And they continued fighting an inch of the way. But let me tell you something. Before Nigeria was formed, Britain had to destroy the one spiritual center that brought enlightenment to the people. Without the fall of Arochukwu, there wouldn't have been anyone in Nigeria. Barely 10 years after the fall of Arochukwu, the zoo was created. Effectively, the amalgamation took place, giving birth to this so-called one Nigeria in the year 1914. And let me tell you why Arochukwu fell. And you must pay attention this evening. Arochukwu fell because the white man attacked Arochukwu with about 1,700 heavily armed men. Attacked our temple in Arochukwu. There's something that Katuna Lang is doing today. Because anywhere the woman visits, the woman leaves her office in Abuja to travel all over the place, always follows her. Go and check it anywhere. It was when she traveled to go and see Tinubu during NSAS protest that the army opened fire. That woman is a blood-sucking demon. Katuna Lang, listen very carefully to what I have to tell you this evening. After the fall of Arochukwu in 1904, they amalgamated the zoo in 1914. And they asked Lugard, why are you amalgamating the North and the South? He said, because the North is poor. Till today, the North is still very poor, dependent on the South to survive. That is why they have this stranglehold over our oil and gas. The only, should I say, item uniting the zoo together. How did they manage to succeed? How did they manage to succeed in taking Arochukwu? They used Igbo people to take Arochukwu. The same thing they're trying to do today, trying to use Biafrans to destroy what IPOB is doing. The same way that man used Ghanaians to defeat Nigerians in those days. They went to Gold Coast, Britain, raised an army, a force called the West Africa Frontier Force. British-led, of course. It was Ghanaians fighting alongside white helped them to colonize the place you call Nigeria today. It's a very simple tactics they've used over the centuries. But if you're not educated, if you're not enlightened enough, if you don't have any self-worth nor pride, you won't understand or appreciate what I'm saying. They came to Arochukwu, it fell in 1904. How did it fall? Because there were some people who were criminals. Some people who were sold, because in those days, before they sell you as a slave, you must have committed something. The same way you are today, some of you driven away from IPOB. We chased you away because you are evil. You know what the British did in preceding, before 1904? Whenever somebody is cast away from his village, regardless of whatever their crime, in those days they are sold. So criminals, some engaged in behavior that was considered antisocial, that they have to remove them from the Omon, from the clan, which is the highest, punishment you can give to anybody who is from Biafra, is to remove them from the Omona clan or his kindred. Do you know what Britain did? Britain waited, kept taking all these people who were disgruntled, took them to Ubuta. You see Ubuta. That was the house they camped them in Ubuta, waiting and waiting. So those people were very upset, very angry. The same way that some governors are today with IPOB, ESA. And you know the usual way they do things. They camped them at Ubuta until launched the final assault on our temple in Arochukwu in 1904. They now went and brought these people. They told them, if you destroy this temple, this is the temple that have made your life a misery. These are the people that wanted to sell you. You must now come and help us to destroy them. And I must also warn you so that you must know this. The reason why the likes of Zeke were produced in our land, the reason why they are in Biafra was because our forefathers, our ancestors did not give their first sons to the white man to train. They gave them their servants because they felt that the white man was going to experiment with our people. So most of the people that they trained, that went to us missionary schools, and some of them traveled abroad and came back, not quite understand what it means to be a Biafran. An Igbo Biafran, an Ifik Biafran, an Ibibio Biafran, they never knew anything. Most of them were slaves. They didn't quite know because they are foreholder in every family. The spiritual light and light of every home son, even the way it is in the Bible. That is why the first son always received double portion of the father's inheritance. Which man came, our fathers did not give them our first sons. We said no to them. We gave them those that, should I say, that came after the first son. Why am I telling you this thing this evening is because they have come again. Britain has come again with the same method, the same modus operandi. That's the way they always operate. They try to use you to destroy yourselves. They took these men to Arochukwu. A force of 1,700 men attacked Arochukwu in 1904, mostly from Uguta. These were rejects, as those who were criminal our villages. The Britain assembled them, disgruntled, the same thing Igbo is doing today, and used them to attack Arochukwu. And Arochukwu fell. Our own people actually destroyed their own temple. In the year 1960 to 1967, they did the same thing as well. They groomed saboteurs of the highest grade, like EKPA Biasika. Frontline saboteurs. For 7 years, they groomed them. So that when they started the slaughter of Biafrans in the north, they engaged them to try to castigate Ojukwu and to run our eternal leader, Dim Chukwemeka down. And after the war, the likes of EKPA Biasika was compensated. The same thing that they are doing today, trying to use some of you who are ignorant of history. The same way is Tinubu in the West. The same way they used Afonja in Yoruba land. None of you ever learn. You have history, you study it, you are intelligent enough to go through history. You know all these things, but you fail to learn from it. What is the difference between today and when Hausa land was taken? What is the difference between today and when Nupe land was taken in Niger State? What is the difference between today when Jukun land was taken? What's the difference between today and when Baggy land was taken from Baggy people by Fulani? What is the difference between today, what the governors are doing and what the likes of Tinubu are doing to what Hausa peasants did to themselves many years ago? Every time I come here and I preach to you to understand the dangers you're facing and the danger you're in your useless one Nigeria, you don't want to reason, you don't want to think very well. I have told you, in Nigeria, you become Fulanized, they will take you over, they will emasculate you with help of the British. Because Britain need idiots to be in power in Abuja for them to continue to take our oil and gas for free. It's a very simple program they have. All the oil companies together. Ajib, ExxonMobil, Halexaco, Eni, Elf, Moil, name them, they're all. Why will they allow you to have a country that is viable when they can get oil and gas for free and sell it at very high and exorbitant prices abroad, even bring it back to you at over 500 naira per liter of fuel? Because you are foolish. Because you are a Nigerian, because you cannot reason properly. That is why they made some of you, of course, to fight the very noble cause that is championing. My happiness today is that most of you have now worked. Most ethnic nationalities are now rising up to say that they want to also be free. They too want to be. We started it by the grace of God Almighty in heaven. And it is going to come to completion very, very soon. And we are all going to be free. But you must remain very strong and resolute. Very strong and resolute. Don't allow yourself to become distracted. The likes of Tinubu, they like the fruit in their arsenal. They will pick up some Obas, they will pick up some chiefs, some idiots, like one fool writing today claiming he's from Oxford. One idiot like that. Called, I think it's Antonio Grusanya, I don't know what the idiot's name is. They will bring them. You see, these fools, they are black people. Black people are noted for one thing in life: self-destruction. They always destroy themselves. That is why I think there's a popular saying in America, even in UK in those days, that black people are like crabs in a bucket. Instead of them to allow one to go out to see what is happening outside and help them to come out, if you want to climb up, they will always drag you down. That is in the psyche of a black man. That is why they are poor. That is why in every society you go around, black people are above the ladder. There is a reason for that. And as I always say, when you reason, it is only the reason that is keeping you down. So pick up the time to listen to our broadcast for years. You will see that where we are today because we have been very, very consistent. Consistency is the key. No matter what they throw at you, you remain focused and consistent. Today, that is what Katuna Lang is doing. I am a British citizen. Some of you may be wondering, but he is British. Why is he castigating Britain for their role in entrenching terrorism and poverty in Africa, and especially in the zoo that they created called Nigeria? I am a British citizen, yes, that is true. But I subscribe to that very school of thought. Englishman is a conscientious being. Most of the good things that have happened all around the world was done by English people. From abolition of slavery to society of education and rights of men. Part and parcel of English common law. And an ordinary Englishman has conscience. An ordinary British person hearing, or should I say, a conscientious being. But there is a handful, a minority of Satanists at Foreign and Commonwealth Office, at BBC, work of Lucifer, trying to cage us in, trying to tell you and I that we are monkeys, that we don't have any brain, trying to tell us that we must bow before a white man. You have to bow before them because they are British. And I say no to that. And that is why they have come. That is why Britain is providing military support for a regime that they know is actively aiding and abetting. This is something that the world must understand. The British government, led by Boris Johnson, who is a Jew, very sad indeed, ancestors, his forefathers knew persecution. But Boris Johnson is presiding over the reign of evil and terror in Nigeria, courtesy of Katrina Lang, the British High Commissioner to the zoo called Nigeria. And why am I saying all these things? I'm saying all these things because the Fulani people are attacking us in Enugu and in Ebonyi State. They did so yesterday and also today. This comes as a time when Katrina Lang invited the British Army to come to aid of the Nigerian Army in order to tackle the resistance we are fighting into our land. All these years, Britain never for once provided any tech or strategic partnership to Nigeria in order to defeat Boko Haram and Fulani banditry. Never. Now that we have said that enough is enough, that Fulani will not take our land from us, they have now come to help as usual. That is the reason why yesterday the Nigerian army and police were providing cover for Fulani headsmen carrying out attacks in our, especially in Ebonyi State. The Ebonyi State governor is there. His name is Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi is in support of the slaughter of his own people by people they claim are from Mali, from Niger Republic, from Senegambia. Britain is providing military and technical assistance to the Nigerian army that they know are complicit in the reign of terror going on in Nigeria today. Everybody knows that. They no longer report all the atrocities being committed by Fulani headers, so to speak. No more. Their focus now is on how to keep Nigeria one. And I want people to listen very carefully. If being one with other people is a very good thing, why did Britain support the disintegration of Yugoslavia? Why was it that Margaret Thatcher worked so assiduously hard with Gorbachev to ensure that the Soviet Union is dismantled? With American President, of course, Ronald Reagan. Why is it, I ask myself, Britain leave the EU? If diversity is a wonderful thing, if being one big family is a good thing, I'm asking Katrina Lang this evening that demon. Why did Britain leave the EU? Why? If being there is wonderful, if being in this big family is a great thing, why did you leave the EU? I'm asking Katrina Lang this evening. She cannot answer this very quickly. But what they have done is to continue to provide cover for Fulani terrorists and killers to come into our land to try to take over the land of our ancestors. And it's not going to happen, not under my watch. I said it before. It doesn't matter how many Efulefus you groom. It doesn't matter how many saboteurs you pay. It doesn't matter what BBC does. It doesn't matter what corrupt to or right about is irrelevant to us. It doesn't concern us. We are moving ahead. We are going to defend our land, and we are doing so very, very tenaciously. Anybody with any doubt should go and see what happened in Enugu and also in Ebonyi. We are not going to concede an inch of our land to anybody. I'm saying this so that all of you are aware of what is about to happen before it happens. I am placing it on record this evening, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you are, that Fulani Army, with their Fulani Police Commissioner in Ebonyi State and in Enugu State, respectively, the ones providing riding shotgun for terrorists to attack our villages. Nigerian Army. I want you to understand this very carefully. I want you to understand this. Idiots, some of the fools writing and talking rubbish all the time. I want you to understand this very clearly. In our villages right now, I speak in Ebonyi State, Nigerian Army are the ones providing armed escort for Fulani murderers to come to our villages to slaughter people. I hope you understand it very clearly. Because when you use later on, don't be shocked nor surprised. Because we can't fold our arms and all this nonsense will be going on. Pakistan never supplied any aircraft to the zoo at the height of Boko Haram insurgency or at the height of banditry. I want you people to, I don't know how to explain this to people so that they can understand it. You need to know this. You know that this evening, before we came live, reported that person who is instrumental, or I say who was instrumental in the bringing of Fulani Bantu, Governor El Rufai of Kaduna, he withdrew his of the care because of the fear of bandits that they may kidnap his children. Are you aware of that? This evening, before we come live on air, Britain will not see that. Catalan will not see that. No. What concerns them is we must do everything within our powers to ensure that Biafra will not come, because we want to keep on taking oil and gas for free. But unfortunately, some of you that claim you went to school, you cannot see all these things. I don't know if it is if you're naturally daft or because you're blind. I don't know what the type of disease afflicting some of you. I have no idea. Let God have mercy upon your wretched souls, I'm telling you. Ask yourself this question before convinces you to work for them. Before Katrina Lang, working for British intelligence, convinces you that Nigeria should be won. Ask yourself this question. What are the arguments? What arguments are they putting forward to validate their insistence that Nigeria should be won? I think it is that there is unity, that is strength in diversity. All this nonsense. Then ask Catherine Lang, are you a British woman? Then says yes. Why are you not in the EU? Why did you hold a referendum to leave the EU? Simple question. That goes to tell you that this position they are holding cannot stand any rigorous scrutiny. It cannot stand it. You saw Tinubu running all the way to Kaduna, telling you they are doing Arewa and the Yoruba are one. Tinubu got to tell you that somebody behaved exactly the same way that he did many, many years ago. And that was the reason why Lauren, the same behavior. You don't know anything. Well, look at the likes of Dave Umahi and all these stupid, idiotic you have in the East. All of them. The weakest of the idiots talking rubbish. They don't know what they are doing, what they are heaping in store for them. And I have said this before. Know what your lives will be like in the next 50 years without Eastern Security Network, without IPOB. Look at Hausa people. Look at Hausa people. How useless and hopeless their lives have become under their foreign masters. All of you never learn. You make the same mistakes every day. I read some idiots writing some junk about Nigeria being great. One of the things you need is population. And I'm laughing at them. Japan is a major world power. How many people are there in France? Your population is more than that of France. That's a superpower. Seat, a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. What's wrong with black people? I keep asking myself, what is wrong? Can't you see that death is coming to you? Can you not see it? No, you can't. They came to Enugu yesterday and we met them. They came to Ebonyi and we met them. And we shall continue to meet them wherever we find them until we rid our land of all these people. And I've said, I think we have about 3 days to run. Nigeria police and Nigeria army. You see all those abductions you're doing each time you go and abduct people. From this night, I'm giving this very order. We are going to organize ourselves into self-defense units in our land. Anytime you see a police helix enter into any residential area to make an arrest, block them and burn down their vehicle. From tonight. That is one of the tricks that bring terrorism. Comes in 2 forms, either by non-state actors or by state actors. In this case, the army and the police in Anambra, in Abia, in Imo, especially. We must resist them. Let me tell you what will happen if you do nothing. That is something that I don't understand what is wrong with some of us. Fulani will take over our land. They will appoint their emirs. It will take a while, but it will happen. Eventually, our lives will become as hopeless and idiotic as that of Hausa people. That our land that our ancestors gave to us, that very land that God gave to us, will be given to other people. That is why we must not allow Britain to succeed in what they're planning to do to us. They want to obliterate us from the face of the earth. That is why they killed over 1 million people. 5 million Biafrans were murdered and slaughtered in cold blood between 1967 and 1970. Between 1967 and 1970, there was no inquiry. There was no outrage all over the world. There was no worldwide condemnation of it because Britain sat on it. They want to see all of us dead. Britain would rather every Biafran is dead than to relinquish our oil and gas, which they're holding on to. And have said to them, take the damn oil and gas, leave us alone. And they won't listen. And they are going to use the foreigners to do this very work. They will use some affiliates within us to do this. When we speak the way we do, they say we talk of war all the time. Being what the Fulanis had in when they attacked Enugu yesterday. When they attacked yesterday and today, what do they have in mind? Peace. Some of you do not understand that what we did was to the Fulani to act before time. Fulani planned our towns and our villages in 2022. We preempted them. We forced them to act before time, that all their plans against us may come to nothing. And we have succeeded in doing that. And these are the things that you must bear in mind. Our villages are being attacked in Ebonyi with the support of the Nigerian army. If you go and ask the garrison commander in Ebonyi State of Nigerian army, they will tell you they are providing cover for Fulani murderers in Ebonyi State with the active connivance of the state governor, Dave Umahi. We have clear and incontrovertible evidence of army support for Fulani terrorists, that these same people are foreigners. Some of you have been talking about 2023, talking about election. I don't know what is wrong with you. Maybe they say whom the gods want to destroy, they first make mad. A lot of people in the zoo are mad. A lot of Nigerians are mad, believe you me, because I believe that God wants to use the Fulani to destroy all of you. Because you are all insane. Let me also remind Britain and Katrina Lang that we would not surrender any inch of Biafra land to Islamic terrorists. It will not happen. We would all rather die than see that happen. You people have succeeded in trying to suppress the media. You know, it's very funny, you know. Anytime there's an allegation against ESN or IPOB, if you go to Google search, you see it. Yesterday, we issued a rebuttal of all the nonsense they've been claiming or talking about. It's not on Google. For you to find it, you have to Google Eastern Security Network. You can see it. What IPOB said about all the frivolous and idiotic allegations from their naval whatever called. It's not there. They bought over Google as well, as they bought over Facebook and bought over everybody else. Because Britain is the one advising to their strategies. Of course, they're the ones advising them on what to do. They will write a fake news. They will call, if the same idiot saying he's doing fact check was the idiot that still planned planted the fake news to start with. They say fact check and they put it under my name. When you do Google search, Nnamdi Kanu, you see it under my name, another IPOB. I had nothing to do with any of these things. What they are trying to do is to damage us before the international community. That is what Kat Lang, the British High Commissioner, is telling them to do. But if you are of weak disposition, you crumble. They know we cannot crumble. They understand them very well. They know we are not going to go back. They know how unbelievably stubborn we are. Now they understand it very well. We're not going anywhere. And we are going to rid our land of every terrorist in our forests. They can go into the townships and where they get these people they are killing, I have no idea. But ESS, we are not in the street. We are not on the streets yet. Very soon we'll come anywhere. Not now. We're in the forest. You go set up roadblocks and checkpoints, and you arrest people and you kill them, and you claim they're ESN. And the zoo useless gutter media are busy writing rubbish. ESN is in the way. You have seen, you see the way we kid when we parade. That's how we are in the forest. The army cannot come into the forest to look for it because they don't. If they come there, they will die. They understand that very well. So they engage themselves by harassing and murdering them in cold blood, claiming they are ESN. You arrest pastors, you torture them, and under duress you give them a statement to read, and they read for you. You think we are all foolish? All the years of Boko Haram rage, no imam was arrested. But you come to our land with the help of idiotic governors, you arrest whoever you like, come into submission, you rape our women. Let me ask you this very simple question. Has Katuna Lang ever commented about the rape of the victims, of the women? How many Yoruba newspapers wrote about it? I said, how many? How many? Because they're not Yoruba. That is the country you want to belong to. That is your one Nigeria for you. Very sick people. The army came to our villages to attack. One day you wake up to realize what you have done to yourselves. One day you wake up from your stupidity, your hope slumber, to realize that IPOB has been right all along. Fulani will take you over, will kill you and slaughter you. Britain will support them by providing help for the Nigerian army. That very useless army that never won any battle in their history, never defeated any enemy, except with the help of foreigners. They are not ashamed of themselves. I say, oh, Nigerian army will come. I say, Britain, leave them to come alone. Britain, leave Nigerian army to come to the forest of the east alone. You see what we'll do to them. They rely on, they go to Chad, they go to Niger, they go to Britain, they go to Pakistan, they go to Turkey, they beg everybody to fight for them. Shameless people, come alone. Come. That we may show you how fanatical we are about our freedom. I'm sure some of them detest it now and again anyway. All of you in your military uniform in our land, killing, abducting people, you are going to die there. That I can assure you. It doesn't matter who you have as your godfather. You will die in the land of Biafra. I can assure you of that. Our governors, so-called governors, do not have the balls to stand up to defend their own people. That is why all this is not happening. I have not heard any state governor come out to condemn Fulani men attack on our communities in Enugu State. I have not heard Dave Omahi come out to condemn what is happening in Ebonyi. And these are our frontline states. It's only ESN who is fighting and dying in the process of trying to defend our land. Some of you do not handle on a daily basis. You have no idea. I can give the order to ask ESN not to engage Fulani anymore. Some of you, your villages will be overrun overnight. But we are doing very well because Elohim had asked us to do it. I tweeted earlier today, follow me on Twitter, and I must encourage everyone to be on anyway. All of us who are now being pressed down by Fulani Janjaweedism and British neo-colonialism, we are going to fight back. Because that is the only way to survive. You see, in the history of this world, when an oppressor comes to oppress you, as the Fulanis are now doing with their British organ, when you fight back, you don't beg. If you beg, you're finished. Go out. It's complete with and landmark dates in history where people rose up to say enough is enough. Do you know that the USA you're talking about today was essentially founded by Englishmen? They left England. I said English people. George Washington is English. Should I say of English descent? So also is Thomas Jefferson. All the great people of United States of America's independence are all British, all English, English. One day they said enough is enough. They are English people. They said enough is enough. We must be free. They went to war, they fought and they became free. Everywhere, the pathetic so-called independence, they said enough was enough. All the nationalists say enough is enough. And that is what we need to do now to be free. If you go throughout history, people only became free by rising up and saying enough is enough. And that is what we are calling for right now, for everybody to stand up to say enough is enough of this Fulani nonsense. How can you stay in a country, president is Fulani, judiciary Fulani, army Fulani, navy Fulani, everywhere Fulani, police Fulani, a thing they have taken over. They are the most corrupt, yet they are people. Can't you people see all these things are that foolish? Some talk about restructuring because they do not understand what there must be disintegration and partition of Nigeria. The same way it was with Yugoslavia. That is how it's going to be. Britain cannot support the disintegration of Yugoslavia, and when it comes to the zoo that they created called Nigeria, they say no. They cannot. We won't let them. The same thing that applied to Yugoslavia must apply in the zoo that they created. Some of you talking about one Nigeria, you have no shame. You were created by a white man and a white woman. No African. Frederick Lugard and Flora Shaw. You are busy to defend what is in essence defensible. All of you defending one Nigeria, I want you to go to Europe, anywhere in Europe tomorrow morning and tell them that you want to create a country in Europe. They'll put you in a mental home. They'll say you're mad. Go and try it. But all of you are willing to die to defend what your ancestors did not create. Yet you go and pour libation. I say some of these idiots, the Obas and the so-called chiefs, you go and you pour libation, you take hot drink. You pour ancestors. After pouring libation for your ancestors, you say, God bless Nigeria as well. Those your ancestors you're pouring libation for, did they create one Nigeria? That is why all your prayers go unanswered. You're pouring like ground, wine, praying to the spirit of your ancestors. Some of you do that every day. After pouring libation, you come back to defend one Nigeria, something that your so-called ancestors you are praying to did not create. Can you see how flowery your idiocy is? Who created heavens and the earth? That's why we worship him. You worship with you. Why do we love our mother especially? Our mother, in essence, gave birth to us. God calls through our mothers, through their womb. Isn't it? Who created Nigeria? Frederick Lugard. I have asked this question so many times. Black people, you as a black African are you not ashamed of yourself? That you're defending what you did not create. You're defending what a white man created, a company. United Africa, a company that they called a country afterwards. You are defending what is indefensible. I keep asking them, all these people saying one Nigeria, let us not allow Nigeria to break. Did your father create Nigeria? The answer is no. Never did. Your mother never created Nigeria. Your ancestors never did. Now ask yourself, what is the motive of the white man and white woman that created Nigeria as a British business enterprise? That is why when you're being killed, Britain will say nothing. That is why during COVID-19 lockdown, palliative, they stole all the palliatives. Britain said nothing. They only come out because they know that once Nigeria divides, the country called Biafra, the oil and gas they are currently stealing for free. That's all. That is why they want one Nigeria. That is the only reason why fools don't understand. Some people like the Fulanis connect with them because Fulani also understand that their fortune lies by supporting the British, what they're doing. And this is what I call neo-colonialism. That's what it is. How many times does all the ambassadors to the court of St. James in London go about visiting the whole of England, asking them to, in fact, let me in the debate on Brexit. Did you see the Greek ambassador or the German ambassador touring the whole of UK, going to Northumbria, going to East Anglia, traveling all the way to the coast in the south? Or to campaign for Britain to remain in the EU. But there is a German ambassador in London. There is a French ambassador in London. Let me ask you again. Let me make Nigerians understand how foolish they are. Let me let the world understand why black people are considered inferior. I want to let the world this evening that blacks are inferior because of the way black people reason. Black people do not reason like human beings. Let me ask you again. Katrina Lang, the British High Commissioner, is an ordinary ambassador. Ordinary ambassador. She is touring the whole place, telling us to be in one Nigeria. I want to ask Katrina Lang, during the height of the debate, did your counterparts, did your Japanese ambassador to the court of St. James, that's what they call it, to Her Majesty's government, did the Japanese ambassador ever tour the whole place saying, oh, we need market for our cars that we are manufacturing in Sunderland? The Nissan in Sunderland, we need to sell in the EU market. You must join them. Did you hear that the Japanese ambassador was touring the whole of the UK, trying to compel them to remain in the EU? The answer is no. Then why are you allowing Katrina Lang to do the same thing in your land? Because you are black, because you are inferior. Do you understand it now? It's a very simple question. I've asked you before, why is it that you allow things to be done to you that these same people will not allow you to do to them? Katrina Lang is moving about, British High Commissioner in Nigeria, asking one Nigeria, let's be one. Diversity, your population, all that rubbish. When Britain wanted to leave the EU, let me ask Katrina Lang, did the Japanese ambassador travel all over the UK asking UK citizens to remain in the EU? That tells you that you are black, you are a Nigerian, you are inferior, you are an animal to these people. They have no regard for you. No regard. You know, some of you when you see a white man come to a white woman, you think you have been blessed by God because you are mentally inferior. You are inferior. You are not worthy to be called a human being. Honestly speaking, we must fight back. That is the only way forward. You can never beg your way out of oppression. You rise up and you confront it. Kwame Nkrumah did. Nelson Mandela did. Steve Biko did. Patrice Lumumba did. Marcel did of Mozambique. Must rise up and say enough is enough. And that's what we're doing right now. Fulani will not take, and I'm telling the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Fulani will not take our land. I assure you it can't happen. Therefore, Mahi, Fulani will not take our land. All the loans you took from Islamic Bank to build flyover in Abakaliki, all well and good. Fulani will not take our land. All the so-called Eastern governors, the East and South, I'm assuring you today that Fulani will not. You can hire an idiot you like to give press statement in Abu. You know, that's what they do very well. You know, they don't know we have outgrown that phase. Aborigine of Cross River, Aborigine of Akwa Aborigine of Rivers, Aborigine of Bayelsa, this Biafra. Are you talking to idiots? You think we don't know anything? Of course, published by Daily Trust, the Fulani paper. They will not write about the fact that today El Rufai have withdrawn the children from schools in Kaduna because of the fear of bandits. They will never tell you that, will they? Nigeria is sinking every blessed day. Some of you, they confuse it with restructuring. They fly restructuring. Let's say do force major, constitutional force rubbish nonsense. When that doesn't work, they say, oh, remember Jagaban is running in 2093. But the people, his name again, Tifnubu, in his campaign, the same people, the same journalists writing about his presidential ambition, they won't tell Yorubas who are in refugee camps in the Republic as a result of Fulani terrorism in Yoruba land. Are you understanding me this evening? Some of you may not understand, but majority of what we are saying. That is why they said you're proscribed. That is why they said, oh, you're a terrorist group. They understand that we are the only people capable of matching them. I say it without any apologies to anybody. It is IPOB. Without IPOB, you are all gone. You are nothing without IPOB. Indigenous people of Biafra, the last line of defense. The people and those who are hell-bent destruction. We must rise up and fight until Nigeria is partitioned. We must all rise up and fight the same way that Britain fought to leave the EU. We must all fight to leave this unholy union. If you stay in it, you will die there. Ask people of Benue what is happening to them. Because you are in one Nigeria, that is why your villages are being renamed. Ask Plateau people, they will tell you. Why are you suffering today? Because you are in one Nigeria. If you had your own country, willingly or into an agreement to forge a country on alliance with other people, this nonsense cannot be happening. If you remain in one Nigeria, every Fulani in the Sahel, every product of darkness that the Fulani race has ever given birth to will descend upon you, and you are gone, and gone for good. Why do you think they bought over Facebook? They understand what they are doing. They know what they are doing. And before you realize it, will be too late for all of you. Because some corrupt tendencies in they need access to oil for free. And Fulani can give it to them. I advise each and every one of you who are not very familiar with Lugard's report on amalgamation, and I want Carol Monday to please release it. Our dear sister Carol Monday to release the full report of amalgamation so that people can study it. You will see the reason why they amalgamated the North and the South and what they said about Fulani Janjaweed. You'll be amazed. Those things are prevalent till this. I want the British to understand this. I want the Efulefu Brigade to understand this. I want Fuse One to understand this. All those who are inferior, suffering from inferiority complex, to understand this as well. We are confronting Fulani terrorists from the Sahel and their sympathizers in the Nigerian Army and Police and Navy. And we don't confront the British. They should stay out of this. When Biafra is established, we will have a normal relationship with Britain, the same way that USA has one with them. USA fought Britain to be. Today, they are closest of allies. Japan fought Britain. Today, they are very, very close, including Germany as well. The same thing will also happen to us. We are going to be very close with them eventually, but to capitulate. Some of you idiotic fools do not understand what ESN is doing on a daily basis in our land, trying to defend us from those who are hell-bent on killing us. The State Commissioner of Police in Ebonyi State is Fulani, or a Fulani stooge. The same thing in Enugu State as well. And they are helping their people to take over our land by force. And some of you are clapping for them. Clapping for them. Do you know that today that outsiders were asking us for help today? I was shocked when I read this today. Somebody wrote from Kaduna State. He said, "Dear ESN, please, we need your assistance in Brennan Gwari, Kaduna State, and Faskari, Sabua, Yankara, Dandume in Katsina State as well. One, Gwari is in Kaduna State. Faskari, Yankara, Dandume are all in Katsina State. The people in those communities are unable to sleep in their homes. In Faskari local government, daily attacks by Fulani in the area. Please come and save our lives. ESN, we lay down and beg you." A Hausa man was writing this today as a comment. And I said I'll read it out for the whole world to hear. They recognize that it's only ESN who can help. Even in Katsina State. Katsina State is owned by Hausa people. But the Fulanis, they came, some from Niger. That's why Chibika Mechi wants to build a railway line to Buhari's natural village in Niger. And all of you are clapping. See, please, as I keep saying, I don't want to get upset and say things that Elohim may hold against me sometime in the future. But here I am reading for you a message from a man saying, "Dear ESN, please, we need you." And he mentioned the villages. We are full of slaughtering them because they are in one Nigeria. How is that full in one Nigeria? How is that full in one Nigeria? What is happening today in Brennan Gwari in Kaduna State? What is happening in Faskari, Sabua, Yankara, Dandume in Katsina State? What is going on? Because you believe in one Nigeria, that is why you are dying. Ask the governor of Kaduna State that believes in one Nigeria, why did you take your child out of school this evening? Why? They will tell you it's because of terrorism and banditry. Who brought the terrorism and banditry? The same Kaduna State governor, El Rufai. Black people, you have a man. Believe you me, only if you can reason. Only if black people can reason. Only if things won't be they are today. Even when it is very clear and obvious to everybody that Eastern Security Network ESN is only protecting the people of the East against terror killer headsmen, the Nigerian army busy trying to kill as many people as possible in the name of hunting down ESN. All the governors you have, the hope who's are there is not even a governor. The Fulani, you know what? Everybody wants to please the Fulani because they want money, they want to stay in power, they want to stay in office. We are not going to allow that at all. We can't allow it. If you say we cannot sleep in our land, you yourself cannot sleep. Army will not sleep, police will not sleep. Nobody is going to go to sleep. We are all going to die there. Let me make it very clear. If you are an army, it doesn't matter how many you are, you die in the land of Biafra, I assure you, before God and before man. All of you will die there. You think now is like before you come, you terrorize, you put fear into people and you get away scot-free. Not anymore. If you kill, you'll be killed. I'm telling you the truth. If you, every police station where you mount this your raid and arrest from, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. You can't escape justice. Only a matter of time, I assure you. Ndara. Mad people everywhere. It beats my imagination why and how Nigerian government, to be precise, will ignore the enemies using their land only to attack ESN who are there to secure the lives of our people. I don't know if, as somebody wrote, I don't know if it is wickedness, I don't know if it is madness, I don't know what it is. ESN is there to protect our land, and you're fighting ESN. I don't know if you are mad, if you're insane, if you are foolish, if you're envious, or if you're downright hopeless. I don't know which of these diseases is one afflicting you. But you are in a country you call Nigeria. And in that same country you call Nigeria, somebody who calls himself the transport minister said he went to Niger Republic. It's in the Punch newspaper. I begged the Niger Republic to let Nigeria construct free railway for them. Now you ask, where will you get the money to construct this free railway? Some will say it's loan from China. Yes. Loan from China secured on what? The collateral is oil and gas sales in the future. Where does this oil and gas come from? From Biafra land. Now, it's a simple common sense. Does Biafra land have standard gauge railway line? The answer is no. But have you come to beg us if you build railways for us? The answer is no. But he went to Niger Republic to beg them. And some of you claim you went to school. And you are in the stupid, damnable zoological republic. The project will cost $1.95 billion. Money from Biafra land, oil and gas. That's when Britain sees this, they say, no, we need that money. We need that gas and oil. And that's why they are talking rubbish about Nigeria becoming one. And you, in your black African idiotic business, you allow them to do whatever they like. Time to rise up and say enough is enough. Let Niger Republic take care of itself. Every day they come to us with war, talking about war. You can't break Nigeria without war or bloodshed. But did Nigeria become independent by going to war? Britain owned Nigeria. They could have done with Nigeria everything they well damn liked. Nobody could have done anything about it. You can't break Nigeria without war or bloodshed. So that means that Janjaweed and Almajiri, Arewa Consultative Forum, they know nothing about referendum. They are telling us that we're a country people. Because if we are in a union, as America is claiming that Nigeria is a union, then you ask me what I want. Not to tell me I have to go to war. If I want to, if I want to exercise, I have to go to. Yorubas are saying that they want to be free. Biafrans are saying they want to be free. Not minding what idiots like Edwin Clark are saying, all those fools. In Abuja, Aborigine, count us out of any Biafra or Duduwa. I don't know what this, maybe you go to the north and they give you flood and nothing in it. Some of you drink and you come back and you're talking rubbish. As our dear brother said, Lele Barry said a while ago, anytime we Niger Delta, you know there's no money in their pocket anymore. Who gave us the word for when we all forgot about it? And a German, useless fools everywhere. Who told us about Biafra? Was it an German? Can't a job out of this Biafra in Abuja when the time comes now? You know there's rain, heavy rain is falling in Akwa Ibom. Heavy rain falling. Very soon it will fall in Bayelsa. Mwokoko. Idiots everywhere. You can't break Nigeria without war. We are going to cripple this. We are going to stand up to fight for our right to be free. We are not subjects of Fulani Caliphate. Fools can subscribe to that. Not this very IPOB that I lead. It can never happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. And they understand it. You know, they used to call us toothless bull. They can't do anything. It's online. They're online. They're toothless. If this toothless bulldog can be doing this thing when it has no teeth, imagine when it grows the teeth, what will happen? They are no longer, I'm no longer, as Marachi wrote, nobody that Nnamdi, that small boy. Overnight, we are now adults. Oh dear, zoological public. They have no idea what is coming. They think if they arrest people, if you parade them in Abuja, if you torture people and get to confess, if you rape our women somehow, we will say, oh no, let's stop. Oh. You are building up more hatred and anger for Nigeria Army and Nigeria Police. Keep doing what you're doing. You tried the same thing in the Northeast against Boko Haram. Boko Haram was a peace movement. It was Nigeria Police that kept on killing them. They turned violent. That is the thing you idiotic Nigerians must get into your skull. That is why I am measured in my critique, or should I say criticism, of Boko Haram. They were peaceful. It was Nigeria Police and Army that kept killing them to the point where they now turned violent. Is that not the truth? Come and be arresting, parade them all you like. That police commissioner, the day we catch your children, we'll parade them as well. I want to assure you of that. I know when before I do something, I say, I announce it in the public. So, you know it's me. You know, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, you will die in Biafra land. All of you will die there. Keep arresting and parading. Keep killing innocent people. That is entirely your business. The more you kill us, the angrier we become. The more determined we become. The more fanatical we become. You tried this thing in the northeast of the zoo in Bruno. What happened today? What happened? Are you not running and begging for your dear lives? Keep doing the nonsense you're doing. And you see what will happen to you. You think I have any apologies to make for any? Of course not. Arewa Consultative Forum National Publicity, Emmanuel Yahweh. You know how foolish our people are when they want to issue all this in. Use a Christian as they used God as a Christian to do evil deeds for them. As Britain is using Fulani is using some of you who are idiotic, foolish people. Our Consultative Forum National Publicity Secretary is Emmanuel Yahweh, but he's working. He's working with it. He is very, very sad indeed. He said, Nigeria is a free country and entitled to his opinion. I am entitled to mine. You sent me to detention because I freely express. That's all that I want to be Biafra. I want to be free. He said, send him to jail. Country. And everyone is in his opinion. I am entitled to mine. You sent me to detention because I freely expressed my opinion. That's all that I want to be Biafra. I want to be free. He said, send him to jail. Good morning, people.